Hey y'all, it's Laylee, and this is where beautiful souls connect.
Have you listened to Lay's podcast today?
Ooh, I wonder what Lay is talking about today.
This is where beautiful souls connect. Hey you guys, welcome back. We are here with another podcast video, and I have my wonderful panelists. We are expecting one more. He's running a little bit behind, but I promise he'll be here. We'll definitely be here. So I want to let everybody introduce themselves. Of course, you have seen them before, but we gonna just reintroduce just in case y'all forgot.
What's up, y'all? My name is Alma. I was on the first episode. Now I'm back.
What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Maverick again. Back at it again with another banger with Lay and the panel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We
So
gonna
we
get
are
through it.
back. Yes. So yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So today's podcast topic is advocating for yourself, aka being your own biggest fan, and what does that look like? Like, what does it look like when you advocate for yourself? Granted, we always want the support and the love and the encouragement and all the outside factors from family, friends, whoever the case. But what does it look like when you advocate for yourself, when you support yourself, when you're your own biggest fan? And how does that kind of like benefit you? How does it differ from the support that you get from outside sources? So first things first, what does advocating for yourself look like?
So for me, I feel like advocating for yourself, I feel like it's top priority because you're your own person, and then on top of that, you are your own biggest support because you're out there doing the works for yourself. So I feel like it's important just to be your own advocate. To me personally, yes, it's good to have other people supporting you and helping you and grow, but it starts with you first. So if you believe in yourself, then you have to take that. So you're your own biggest fan. That's just my opinion. That's me.
Okay, I can agree with that.
That's well said, really.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
that
100%.
I
I
really,
couldn't have said it better.
yeah. I can't. It's not really to piggyback on that because like that just says it all, really. I mean, if you
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't
I mean, even like
do for
just
yourself,
growing. Yeah, just growing by yourself. I think for me, I had to learn that because there's people like, man, this person didn't do this for me, or oh, this person didn't support me in this. And at the end of the day, it's good to have that, but if you are not your own support system or get to where you want to go, it's really, it starts with you first before
yeah,
the supporters. I mean,
yeah.
support is a great thing. Don't get me wrong, because we all need that to
Right,
help us go on the inspiration. But you
right.
gotta be your own voice first.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like I mean, I'm not, targeting any like family, friends, or anything in particular, but I feel like if you solely depend on that to get you through, I mean, people let you down all the time. You
Mm,
gotta have that solid foundation within yourself. If you have that solid foundation within yourself, whoever doesn't help build the blocks, it's not gonna matter because the foundation is still there.
mm,
Like, you still got yourself at the end of the day. So I mean, like you said, support is an amazing thing. Honestly, support it helps you get further, but honestly, you gotta start with yourself, like you said. So there's nothing much more I can say about that. I would say I think advocating for yourself looks like taking care of yourself too.
mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you take care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, you start to understand that you don't need other people's support. You need yourself. So, um, that's another thing that I would add to that. Um, so my next question is kind of not like a comparison, but I would say, what does it look like when you advocate for other people versus when you advocate for yourself? Is it different or is it one and the same?
I feel like I kind of feel like it's one and the same with in certain situations. Because if I really rock with you, I'm gonna push you just as hard as I would push myself.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
So even if it's like I might not understand what it is that you're trying to do, but I'm gonna just
Right.
support you the same way that I would do myself, and then I would expect for you to do for me as well in a sense. Like, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
that
in
makes
some
sense.
situations, yes, but then some situations they can be different. But I don't know how to explain that part. I just go with this.
Can you
That's how I feel.
um what you asked? What was the two comparisons?
So, what's the difference between advocating for yourself and
Yeah.
advocating for someone else?
Oh, no.
Is it one and the same or is it different?
Um, I feel like it could be both, but I feel like when you advocate for somebody else, I feel like that your support system that's going to come back at you. To me personally, like when
Mm-hmm.
you're rooting for somebody else in your business, and I'm like, dang, this person keep promoting my stuff, keep sharing my stuff, keep talking about it. It makes them like, oh, you should check out this. Like that's how the repetition of content and
Right.
stuff goes. So I feel like it could be both, but advocating for someone else, I feel like it's just a blessing on the top. Like it
Yeah.
keeps going regardless, stacking up.
I feel like having someone that advocates for you as strongly as they advocate for yourself is it's a privilege because
Yeah.
people don't do that. And I
Mm.
also feel like I feel like it's different advocating for someone else considering the fact that you only know what you're told. So it's kind of like when you advocate for yourself, you know all the things that you got going on. You know
Mm,
your flaws, you know your strengths, you know your
Mm.
weaknesses, you know like your mental state, you know your emotional state, you know your physical state. You know all these things about you. And you're tweaking it, you're correcting it to try to be a better person so you can advocate for yourself. But when you're advocating for somebody else, you're only seeing what's on the surface.
yeah.
And you can only do, I guess, but so much. Um, but even still, like that surface level type of advocating could go a long way. It could push them to advocate for themselves further and try to correct those flaws, those weaknesses, or whatever that you don't know about.
Right.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah, people don't know that like stuff like this, like to be like an entrepreneur and to
Mm-hmm.
like you say, be your own biggest fan. That's a hard thing to do in itself. To tell yourself like, you got this, you got to keep going. Like no matter what, this person they all the way up here, and you're like, dang, I just started. So to be an
Right.
advocate for is a good thing, but like when you advocate for somebody else, it's like, dang, I really can do it. Like I really can make it. Like they really shared my stuff, or like, oh, they're really rocking my own brand. So it makes them people don't know that, but that makes them like, dang, I really can do it. So to piggyback off what you said, it's very important to be someone else advocate too, because that goes like a long way to help them.
Yeah.
Full
Yeah.
circle.
And I definitely feel like, oh, go ahead, say what you was about to say.
No, I'm about to say, which like piggyback on that, it is most definitely full circle. It's gonna come back to you. I
Yeah,
mean,
100%. 100%. But I definitely feel like you said something that kind of made me think about the whole being your own biggest fan concept of the topic for today. And it's kind of like when you think about a fan, like you think about somebody on the sidelines, like cheering you on and making sure
Yeah,
you keep going. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, it's gonna be a little me on this show. They're like, yeah, go ahead, keep going, girl.
yeah.
You got this and all that stuff like that. But like, what happens when that little person on your shoulder get a little tired? Like, what do you do when you don't feel strong enough to advocate for yourself? Like, what do you do?
okay. I'm gonna give an example because
Mm,
you know how long I struggled with the whole, bro. Nobody booking me. I can't get
yeah.
this done. I can't get that done. But then it be them times like, all right, bro. center back in, focus back in. What's the end goal that we're trying to get to? The end goal is I'm
Mm-hmm.
Right.
trying to get consistently booked. I'm trying to make this business flourish. I enjoy doing it. Okay, cool.
Right.
And then focus back on the why am I doing it? That's what I
Right.
try to. Cause it be
So
plenty
be
of days.
focused.
Yeah, you get discouraged because you be like, damn, bro, like this is not working how I want it to work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me focus back on why I'm doing it because that's what started me. So I found I got a passion for it. Okay, cool. That's gonna keep me going. I like creating. I like doing this. And once you start doing that, that little voice, bro, I don't even need to hear you because now I'm back on the train rolling again. We getting,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I think it's all of that centering yourself and getting back to your purpose of why you were doing it. So where them
So
voices don't matter.
so basically, like whenever you don't feel like being your own, like, well, you just not in the mood, like you can't be your own biggest fan. The main thing to do is to rethink about why you started to do this in the first place, refocus, center yourself, and be like, all right, that was a little moment, and we're gonna get back to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we all need that
That's why.
hard reset. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, with your topic, be your own biggest fan. It just go back to that, like, people don't know, but the people that do the business themselves, you have to be, because when you have that shoulder, that's like, dang, I'm doing all this, and it don't feel like it's going nowhere. B, like you
Right.
said, nobody's booking you. No matter what somebody else says, you have to boost your own mind back up to be like, I got this. I can do it. Like, you have to be your own biggest fan, because I mean,
Yeah.
somebody can tell you all day, man, bro, your work good. You can do it. But if you mentally don't have that capacity to
Yeah.
get yourself back up, then it's
Mhm.
like, okay, people can say, yeah, we rooting for you. They can root for you, but it's you who's gonna
Right.
do the work. So you
And
have to be your own. That's
yeah, and I agree. And I just, it's crazy because I know so many people with some dope talents, bro. Like they
Mm-hmm.
have some dope talents, but they
Yeah.
sit on it because they're not advocating for themselves. Everybody else around them is advocating for them, but they're not doing it themselves. They're not believing in themselves. They're not putting forth the work to like get to that point to be able to be this, big brand or person or whatever the case may be. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Right.
a lot of good talent goes to waste when you don't advocate for yourself.
That's
And
true.
even still, like, I think a lot of people deal with self doubt. Like y'all were mentioning earlier, like, even with me starting, like, doing a whole lot of content with my modeling thing, like, I was like, I don't know, people not watching me too much.
Hey,
They
I
ain't not.
start from somewhere.
It's always like it's
They
always
ain't,
like that.
it's not popping. They ain't popping like how it's supposed to be popping. But honestly, after I got out of that, like, oh, people not watching me thing, I'm just creating content and I'm having fun with it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
enjoying it. I do have an end goal, but at the end of the day, like, in my mind, I got the best content out there. Ain't nobody gonna tell me different. And it's
Tell
eventually it's gonna catch on. Eventually it's gonna catch on, and
Ah,
yes, ma'am. Be your
tell
own
me
business
different.
fan.
And I feel like you gotta be that way. And I think in a world with such negativity and people in your ear
yeah.
telling you what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, how you should do this, when you should do that, you gotta be centered, like you said. Like, you gotta be centered and you gotta have faith in yourself, because sometimes them people don't want you to be your biggest fan because they know if you be your biggest fan, you're gonna be the biggest.
That
On
part.
The
their neck.
biggest.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That
it's kind
Yeah.
of
part.
like,
Yeah.
gotta you gotta watch out who you have around you too when you're advocating for yourself. But you have to be your strongest advocate, not your biggest, not
That's
just
strong.
your biggest. Because just because you big don't mean you that strong. You got to be your biggest, your strongest, your smartest advocate. Because when you're not, like, you gonna let all these other little advocates around you
Mm-hmm.
distract you from what you're supposed to be doing and try to discourage you. And I just
Right.
feel like that's important too.
I'm about to say, see,
Talk
that'd
your
be the
talk.
other thing. Cause it'd be like some people that say they advocating you really not advocating for you. They might be trying to,
Mm-hmm.
like you
Yeah.
said, distract you to steer you in a like, no, you think you want to do that? I don't think you should do that, man. But you still doing a good job. It's like, why you trying to turn me to the left instead of just keep me on, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Help me stay on the track I'm going on. Because there's people out there that
Mm-hmm.
will do that. It's like,
Yes, and
all right,
if you're not advocating for yourself enough, you'll believe them.
No, that's true.
Fall right into it.
True.
Yeah,
Fall
you'll
right
fall right
into
into
it.
the trap, and that's unfortunate because, like I said, just like there's people with a lot of wasted talent, there's people who started but they didn't finish because somebody told them, I don't think you
Right.
should be doing that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I got that a lot, especially being such a versatile individual. Like, I went to school for biology. Why is she creating content? Why is she modeling? Why is she doing all of these things? Like, that don't add up to what she's doing. Mind your business. So,
I mean, damn, people can't have lives outside of what they normally do. Like, I mean,
I mean,
damn.
I have like hobbies and stuff that I like to do, but like I said, it just goes back to being your own biggest fan and knowing what you want to do. And honestly, like, a part of being your own biggest fan is also, being your biggest secret keeper. Sometimes you can't tell people what you got going on because I don't know who they be praying to, but every time you tell somebody what you got going on, it fails.
That shit don't happen.
It
It
don't.
do
Every
not
time.
happen.
Every time. Every
So,
And that's
time.
why they say move in silence. You ain't
hey,
supposed to
welcome.
What's up? What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's going
My
on?
apologies for being late.
Yes, he is here. So you gotta introduce yourself.
All right. Well, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Hayes. My bad for being late, but we still gonna make it a great day. We are
Of
here.
course, of course. You got in here at the perfect time. We need your 2, 3, 4, 5 cents.
Yes, ma'am.
Dollar.
Okay, so as you know, the topic for today is being your biggest advocate. Well, advocating for yourself and being your biggest fan.
Right.
So my question for you is, what does that look like to you? What does being your biggest fan look like to you?
Basically, hyping yourself up. You're not giving yourself no negative thoughts of that nature, because if you give yourself negative thoughts, you're not advocating for yourself.
Right.
Actually doing what you want to do instead of just saying you're going to do it, then watch it push by to the side. And basically never giving up on yourself. If you know you can do it, if you feel like you can do it, just go ahead and do it 100%. You never know what the outcome would be. Plus, if you ain't supporting yourself, what's going to make everybody else come support you? Because they see you ain't even support yourself.
See?
That's
This
true.
is why we need him in. He be talking at the top. So my next question is, does advocating for yourself look different than when you're advocating for someone else, or is it one and the same?
Well, when you're going for yourself, I feel like you'll go 100% harder for yourself than you would for somebody else per se. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but you always want yourself to be pushed. You want yourself to be pushed forward, and then once you put yourself forward, you're able to help others lift themselves up. So you got to be 100% with yourself first, and then you give 100% to everybody else. So I mean, it kind of looks the same. You just got to get to a certain spot in your self motivation, and then you start putting that all on everybody else.
Right.
Because you got all the confidence and stuff like that.
I definitely agree. I feel like you can't really pour from an empty container. So if you don't have it all, like, not saying you got to have it all together, because we don't have it all together, but I'm saying if you are not advocating for yourself, you physically can't advocate for somebody else. Like, it's, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but if you're doing that, I don't know what's going on
in your brain. Right.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there. I don't know how you're doing that, because you do have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else.
And that is a fact.
That's very true.
But it was another. We were talking about something. I can't remember what I was saying.
So
Somebody was.
I got a question, because I feel like I feel like I deal with this a little bit, right? Remember how we said you got to refocus on the purpose? This is how I learned how to do that. When you look to your family to support you like you want them to, and they don't give you that, how do you handle that? And I asked that because, like I said, that trains me to do what I do. And I
Right.
think
Right. Right.
how I grew up, that kind of helped me kind of learn that skill when I started the whole business thing. Because I used to hear stuff like, why am I rewarding you for something you're supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
when you hear stuff like that, now I'm training my mind like to not look for that in a sense. But that pushed me, like I said, right back into that. Okay, why am I doing this? I'm not doing it for
Right.
So
validation from, you know what I'm saying?
did your
Right.
Right.
family? You say did your family give you the support, or they didn't give you the support?
No, I'm just saying, like, let me keep it the watered down version. Some did, like verbally, like, oh, good job. I see you doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Some didn't say anything. And it'd be like the
Okay.
some that didn't say anything were those more important than the other ones that did say something. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Right.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so
like,
I'm gonna talk about this one. Okay, so for me, I have a lash business. A lot of people don't know. I don't know, but I have a lash business, and it's funny because we talked about this. Me and my brother. So my sister, she never posts my business. She never really like my stuff and my content and stuff like that. Personally, for me, I feel like your biggest fans, even though like it comes from your family, your support system is going to be from other people you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. So
I agree.
you will want it from your family because they're the closest. They're supposed to be your biggest fan. But
right,
in reality, for some reason, you can't rely on that because the support system is going to be out there. The people that you know, your closest friends,
Mm.
sad, they ain't gonna book with you. They not gonna book with you. They know what you do, but
And
they
they
not
want the family discount.
right. The
Right.
family
oh
discount. They
God,
not gonna
Lord have
support you.
mercy.
But
Every time.
They want the
right,
family
like for
friend
me,
discount.
like my sister, for her not to do those things, it doesn't bother. I don't know why, but it don't bother me because I'm like, it doesn't matter if she likes it. It doesn't matter if she posts it.
Right,
I'm gonna do me regardless.
Right.
I agree, but also I talk about support a lot because it is important. It is important, and advocating for yourself is important too. That's why I kind of like chose this topic. But I strongly, I strongly feel like people closest to you don't really support what you're doing because they had already mentally put you in this box. And once you start to venture outside of what they expected of you, they don't know how to handle it. And
Yeah.
that's not to make excuses for them. That's just what it is. And I've noticed like even though like I post a lot of content. I post a lot of content throughout the week. I do a lot of different things throughout the week.
right,
And I just feel like so many friends and family are close to me and it's oh lay this and lay that, but when Lay is posting content, why is not everybody not sharing it? I'm just not understanding
right,
like where that's coming from. And like I said, I mean it could be a number of things. It could be like they don't understand what you're trying to do. They don't agree with what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
and that's perfectly fine. It could be that it could be jealousy, and you never know. Friends and
yeah,
family could be
right,
jealous. It could
Yeah.
be that you're doing something that they wanted to do, but they never got to finish. So it could be a number of things that cause that. But at the end of the day, I mean, what are you gonna do? Like you said, you gotta learn to adapt to that type of environment and reach out to your target audience. Your target audience is not the people sitting at the dinner table with you. Unfortunately,
no, it's
it's
not
a but
Yeah.
at all.
but it's crazy that it's not the people who support you that sitting at the dinner table with you, but they gonna want to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen,
That
That part.
part.
Y'all
and they don't
basically
want
said it
that
all.
plate for little or nothing. You hear me? They
If
want
it's
that
little
plate for
enough that they
little or
want to
nothing.
get a free,
Well,
they
what's hey, you
definitely
ain't
want
put
to
it
get.
on this now. You had it.
Right.
I'm
Right.
discussing this because it is bringing me to another topic that I do have for us, but I will not reveal it yet.
Oh
Dang it.
no.
It's a good one, though. I promise it's a good one.
I believe that they all good.
Make us wait.
Of course. Something
Wait,
else.
don't wait.
Oh man.
So, do anybody have any questions, like any other questions regarding advocating for yourself, being your biggest fan, support from others? outside of yourself? Like any questions or any like last remarks that you want to make?
Just don't give up, because you never know what can happen tomorrow.
No, I agree.
Just because one person don't like it, it's a million others that do like it.
I agree.
Yep.
And honestly, if I'm liking my own stuff, I don't care.
Right. As long as you like it, you got to be the first person that likes it. Then everybody else will fall in love with it.
Right. I agree. And I feel like also like advocating for yourself looks like being confident. When you're confident, people like that. It
Right.
attracts people. You also have to think about how you're presenting yourself. If you're presenting yourself like you beat up and you don't even believe what you're trying to sell, you don't even believe what you're trying to market, nobody's gonna believe you. I don't
Right.
believe you. Like, so I just feel like you got to be confident. You got to know that what you're doing is fire, even if it ain't fire yet. Just believe that what you're doing is fire, and just keep going and have that kind of faith in yourself, because that confident aura, it definitely attracts people to what you're doing.
That is true. That is a fact. The law of
Wear
attraction.
that thing. Gotta wear that thing.
Okay.
Show them boys. You understand?
You
Like
better
a
wear it like
superhero
it's
cape.
okay. Don't shoot the messengers. We're just trying to push you on.
We just trying to let y'all know.
Put you on game, god dog.
So if you've been wondering, this is your message to get started. Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Don't stop.
Yep.
It is.
And
No
then,
matter what
and then
nobody
having them, yeah, no, I don't care what them boys say. I will say one of my biggest advocates is on this panel right here, Miss Lay, because I swear she'll push it now. She gonna push it now.
Nah, I be seeing both of y'all. I share all of y'all.
Listen,
all three
she
of y'all.
will push you.
Well, that's one thing I would definitely say. Like, even as we all are our own biggest advocates, but even if y'all's friends and families don't advocate for y'all, we will advocate for each other, and that's why we're all in this podcast together.
Fact.
So yes,
Big
It takes a
fact.
village. Takes a community.
It do.
From the heart. What the world? How you do
Well,
that?
you, hold on. Hey, look, my hand too big for that shit, bro. My hand too big for that.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, bro, nah.
Oh, she got a whole update. Oh, no, dog. No.
That?
You can't even do that. That shit,
Am I not
that
doing
shit
it
look
right?
ugly.
They got a thumbs up too.
Yes.
Hey, hold on, that might look like a gang style. You not do that.
Oh, it did it. Wait, what I gotta do?
Hold on.
It did it.
But, man, I don't talk about that shit, man. Yeah. Somebody, she got the update. She got the update, man. God, damn. I was big jelly. She got the update.
Right.
What?
I know
I'm
we
glad
just
mine's popped up.
advocate for each other, but I'm a hater because where's my heart?
You gotta hold it.
Don't worry, we're gonna help you find it.
Yeah, you gotta hold it.
Like, hold it like this.
Do you have to hold it?
Yeah, you gotta like hold it.
Oh, you do gotta
See,
hold
you
it.
did it. See? Yeah.
Mine
ain't
You
there.
can't even see my hand. Look at that shit. You can't even see my hand. Let me see if I do thumbs up.
You gonna
I
practice?
can't even thumbs up.
I'm definitely gonna practice this because you're gonna
What happened when you do a peace sign? Nothing, man. God.
I don't think they have one.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, man, little bubbles. Hold on, time out. Time out, dog. Time out. No.
It's a celebration.
That's crazy. Mine must be broke.
Are you on your
One
phone?
time I want to do it off the computer.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
That's probably why, maybe.
I'm on the laptop.
Probably so.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Oh, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Then that makes sense.
Okay, I take it back. I'm advocating for y'all now.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The village is complete.
I ain't
I'm
got
gonna
no
do it again. Out of do
I
it.
can't even do that.
Yeah.
So do it.
They're trying to embarrass me out here.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, y'all. We hope you've enjoyed our podcast episode. Hopefully, you got some good tips from us. Hopefully, we were able to speak to your soul. Oh, look at the baby. And hopefully, do take this as your sign to go ahead and get started. even if nobody else in this entire world advocates for you, you need to advocate for yourself. And honestly, hit one of us up. We advocate for you too. Like,
Nah, facts.
Got you. Got you.
this is
Real
a
talk.
little mini family right here. This is the gang. This is crew and all that other stuff.
Nah, it is. It is. It
So
definitely is.
yeah, so make sure you're advocating for yourself. Take care of yourself. Mental Health Awareness Month has just passed, and men's Mental Health Awareness
Yes.
Month is actually this month.
Oh,
So
Yes.
we need that.
let's
Most
focus on our
definitely.
mental health. Take care of yourself, and honestly, even when it's not Mental Health Awareness Month, still take care of yourself. Take what
Yeah.
we tell you, and these, this different information, and definitely take it into consideration and use it, because we need to take care of ourselves. We need to advocate for ourselves. We need to be our own biggest fan, and you can't do that, if you're not mentally well. So
Yeah,
You
that part.
cannot.
That is the first step.
yes,
Oh.
so we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here.
Peace out. Where